Hey guys, I always start the videos like that. I don't know why, but it's just the. I guess it's awkward, but I don't know. So I want to read through Proverbs 15 a little bit, but I decided I just want to kind of talk about myself and my situation that's going on again because I feel like I'm putting stuff out so sporadically or so, you know, slowly or not at all or whatever. So it's taking me a while to get to things. But of course, one of the things that I've wanted to get worked on is the air conditioner in my vehicle because I had an idea that I would start doing studies or reading through the chapters of Proverbs on my breaks because I get hour-long lunch breaks at Walmart, and unless I'm driving home to get something, then it's kind of a lot of time. So even to eat a meal, I can eat in like 10 minutes and still have like 50 minutes left. So I thought, that's a time when I'm energized, I'm alert, and I would like to use that time to work on the studies. But it's been blazing hot out lately, and I don't want to do it in the break room around people. I'm not going to record there, and I don't like being in the break room at all, really, so I sit in my vehicle anyway. But it's really hot in the vehicle, so my ears quit working because I hit a deer months ago, and this is another after effect of that, I guess. There's a hole in some part in the ear, and finally, the mechanics figured that out, and so I'm going to get this part ordered in about a couple weeks or so, another week. On the 22nd, I think, on Wednesday, whenever. That's when I want to get it fixed. I'm going to call the landlord or the mechanic tomorrow, and so hopefully that'll be fixed. I'll get that new part, and hopefully it'll keep the Freon in and everything, and it'll stay cool, and then I can start trying to record more regularly on my breaks at least. And yeah, I have time before work and after work, and I would like to use that time to study too, but that's a little bit harder because I like to sleep in pretty close to when I go to work. I'm pretty lazy, but at the same time, I don't want to be tired at work. And when I was new, I worked, when I first started at Walmart, I started doing the unloading the truck stuff, and then I got switched over to the fresh produce, and, always learning something new is a challenge, and getting used to the people that you're working with and getting used to the job. It takes a while, and I'm starting to get pretty comfortable with it now. And so the more comfortable that I get, that I might be able to wake up a little bit earlier and handle going in maybe a little bit more tired because work's starting to get a little easier. My supervisors are starting to notice that I'm making progress, I'm doing really good, and everything's starting to get smaller to me. Like the coolers, like I work meat and I work produce, and at first there's like so many different vegetables, and there's pineapples, and there's bananas and tomatoes. There's this, there's stuff that's dry that's not in the cooler, and there's stuff that's in the cooler, and there's just so many things that you got to keep track of and fill. Potatoes, onions, apples, peaches, corn. So, but it's just like anything. At first it's overwhelming, and then now, like, I know where everything is in the cooler. Like, I know where everything is on the floor, basically. And, I can do stuff so much faster, and so I've really been doing a good job. But, the more that I'm getting comfortable with my job, that I might be able to start waking up earlier and start a different routine. So hopefully in the future that will come too. And when I get home at night, there's been times when I'm like, I'm going to do a study when I get home. But you know what? When I get home, I'm kind of tired. And I get on, I check my emails, I look at some YouTube videos that were uploaded through the day because I work second shift and like works like my whole day basically. I'm getting home at like 10, after 10 o'clock at night. And, which was earlier than when I first started because I was getting off at 11, the other shift. So it's a little better that way. But, and work's going to be, maybe a little easier because we've hired another person. We've got 4 people in our crew, and we don't always all 4 work. I don't know if we'll ever have all 4 of us, maybe sometimes, but there's going to be a lot more times when there's 3 of us. So, like, one person's on meat, one person's on produce, and one person's a floater to help both of them. So as I'm more comfortable at work, as it's more easier, yeah, then maybe I can work on things in my life outside of work. But for now, if I'm not doing the studies during my break because it's way too hot, then I try to do stuff on my days off. And for the last couple, a little over a week or whatever, there's been a girl that's been seeing me on my days off. And we've, been playing video games and stuff and having fun together. But, that's ended now. So, that's no longer. So, which is kind of good because, like I said, she was kind of wanting to visit, like, every day, every time I had time off. And it's like, I can't get anything done that I wanted to. I was like, I enjoyed spending time with somebody else, but, there's a lot going on there. Very interesting. And, I'll just throw this out there that this girl was actually a widow. She was married and her husband died. And she, that's the first time I've ever, talked to a widow like that. And sometimes I would refer to her dead husband as her ex, and she didn't like that. And that's not right, of course. But, I mean, it's new to me, and so I didn't really mean anything by it, but I'm sure that, lots of people do that. But that's got to be a very horrible thing, to be married and in love and whatever, and then you lose your spouse, especially at a younger age. And so that's an interesting experience for me, and it's a sad thing, but it's a fact of life, But, and I know that's kind of random, but I'm just saying that's kind of interesting to me. I've talked to different girls over the years. I've met different girls, and some were divorced or married, and they're divorced, and they have kids, and that's one thing. I've met the girl in prison who was like a narcissist, who's basically like a complete liar, and now it's like, okay, there's just such thing as widows, and it's a sad thing. Her husband died of a drug overdose, I guess. I guess she knew that he was doing the drugs, and so I don't know all the details about that, but it's terrible. Anyway, July 4th, I was thinking about making a video about that, or a recording, anyways. July 4th, I got off work a little bit early. They let us off a little early, which was cool, and there were fireworks in the town that I work in and the town that I live in. So I saw fireworks on the way home. It was nighttime, and there's a bridge in the town that I work in over a river or whatever. I don't know if it might be the river, yeah. Maybe it's Illinois. I don't know what's there. I should, I guess, but anyway, over the river, I drove over it. That's like where they were launching the fireworks, and the bridge, it was like nothing but like the black powder smoke. It was just like a fog, and you could smell it, but you know what? I loved it. It really brought up some emotional, special, happy feelings in me on July 4th, and I drove by, there's like a liquor store kind of when I drive off of work, and there was a lot of people out there outside, and they lit off some fireworks as I drove by, and it was like a sparkler that shot really high in the air, like 5 feet, 6 foot or whatever sparkler, like a big pyrotechnic kind of thing. And it was just cool that, like, at that moment, like, everybody was kind of just happy and enjoying their life, you know what I mean? It's kind of like the virus stuff and all the politics and all the racial divide and everything was kind of, like, put on the shelf for the time being, while people just enjoyed themselves with the fireworks. Whether, maybe it meant different things, maybe it didn't really mean anything to anybody about America. There was, like, probably illegal immigrants or aliens that are celebrating, and maybe they're just enjoying the fireworks or whatever. But and I started thinking about all the July 4ths of the past, that I've had some good ones. When I was a kid, my parents used to get fireworks, and we'd light them off in the country. My dad owns some land in the country, and I remember one time, they would be all drinking and partying, and they'd be lighting off the fireworks, and one time one of the fireworks fell over, and it was like a big one that like shot out stuff into the sky, or whatever. I don't know. Remember kind of freaking out about that, thinking like the woods were going to catch on fire and stuff. It was crazy. And I had some ex-girlfriends that I dated in the past, and we spent July 4th, at different locations watching fireworks or whatever. I remember those things. And sadly, one of the times, one of my July 4ths I spent in jail, for hitting my mom, which is not a good thing at all, but it was, it was a domestic thing, which got reduced to a regular battery, but, that was in the past. But I remember that July 4th, in jail, everybody would blow up like paper bags and then pop them like those were the fireworks. So yeah, it's ridiculous, but yeah, I was very remorseful. That was a very dark time in my life. So basically, and it might sound like I just like punched my mom, but I didn't. It's not. I was rough with her, and I shouldn't have been, but it was, like I said, it was a bad time. So that is part of my life on the July 4th, and I used to always love this song, July 4th or 4th of July, by I forget the grunge band. There you are. I should look it up. I don't know. Soundgarden. Yeah, Soundgarden does the 4th of July. And yeah, I used to always love that song, but it's kind of depressing, and it reminds me of kind of the depressing time. But, it did make me feel patriotic that, it's, our country celebrates that. And yeah, I know, whatever. It's just a day of the year, and people light fireworks. But, it felt kind of special to me, especially in this time when everything is so dark and dreary. So I enjoyed that. Anyway, and yeah, just recording on Spreaker, I want to make videos, and I want to do the editing and everything, but that's, it's got to basically be on my days off, and, I gotta figure out, I gotta get everything ready, set up to where, I can easily do it, which it pretty much is set up, but then, my room just gets kind of messy through the days, and whatever, so luckily, I've been blessed to get a wireless mic, and I need to record a video with that. And, it's just like today. I had a day off, finally, that I could just spend with myself, but I wanted to spend some time with my parents, because I haven't seen them for a while. And I needed to get my medicine in town, and my medicine wasn't ordered, so I had to get calling for a refill, and I woke up early to take care of some stuff, and took out some trash, and then I realized I was going to be tired, so I napped until noon, and then I found out my medicine wasn't going to be refilled until after 3, so I went and saw my dad for about 2-3 hours, and then took my mom, and we went shopping and got the medicine, and by the time I got back home, it was past 5, and I think I pretty much napped again, or I guess I napped, and then I had to do dishes and just chores and stuff, and when I'm recording right now, it's 9 o'clock at night. It's the whole day's gone. So, and then I'm going to be working for 4 days straight again. Or 3, I guess. I'm off Thursday, but anyway. Hopefully things will settle down, and the air conditioner will work in my vehicle, and I can continue, because, this isn't just YouTube to me. For anybody that listens to this anywhere, this is, it's a lifelong thing. I gotta serve God, and this is what I want to do. And I want to make DVDs, I want to make videos, I want to get out on more other platforms. I want to, publish commentaries, basically, not even through just a publishing company. I just want to get them typed out, verse by verse, and just print them out and have them on files, and so I can share them and stuff like that. So I've got a lot of goals, and I'm not going to stop. It's unfortunate that it's slowing down and stuff, and of course I can't predict the future, what could happen in my life. But as long as I'm alive and well and healthy and things are kind of going as they are, then I'm moving forward. But I gotta live life too, and bills have gotta be paid. I've gotta eat, and chores have gotta be done, and you gotta spend time with family and friends, and you gotta have leisure time and rest, and so balancing everything is not always so easy. And I feel depressed when I don't make studies, when I don't do videos and stuff. I do, so. But I'm feeling pretty good right now, today, and I'm drinking coffee as I'm doing this at 9 o'clock at night. But that's because I don't have to be at work until 2 p.m., so I can stay up late. So, and the more that I just read through the chapters in Proverbs, then the more things will stick out to me to make me more interested in other doctrines and other subjects and stuff, and branch out from that. So just being able to go through the chapters on my break is a good start, just to get back into the swing of things more fully. So there's a lot of craziness going on in this world. It's crazy that Steven Anderson was completely banned from YouTube. It's not really crazy, but and it's kind of like, why now, when it's like, just like the women who have been wronged by men, whatever, sexually abused or taken advantage of, and they don't come out until years later, and it's like, why was Steven Anderson banned at this moment? But he was, and it's not like I don't really see how or why, but it's not just Steven Anderson, it's Stefan Molyneux and Alex Jones and everybody else, and how many other people with like millions of subscribers or whatever are they gonna just get rid of? It's ridiculous. And then the thing about it is the hypocrisy is like who they keep and who they allow to continue to make videos. Anyway, I feel like I'm just rambling at this point, but that's kind of what's been going on with my life, and that's kind of my plans going forward, is that I'm just waiting to get the air fixed. And I think we're going to get another stimulus check, which doesn't really mean a whole lot to me, but it'll probably just be money that I'll put in the bank that I can fall back on, which would be a good thing, and provide me maybe with a little bit more relief. And but as far as things that I need or want, it's like I've pretty much got everything. I'm pretty satisfied. I can't really complain at all. I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed. And I have the wireless mic, and I've got like a two-way mic that I'd like to record videos with somebody else if I could find somebody to interview or something. I've got the video equipment, I've got the lighting and the cameras and the whiteboard, and I have all the tools and stuff that I need and all the computers, but I just got to make the time to do it. So anyway, thanks guys, and I'm going to read through Proverbs 15 in a little bit and make it a separate video. God bless.